Here children, yesterday I explained you the first two stanzas. Okay, now let us go to the next stanza, a tiger in the zoo. So here the poet has compared some stanzas in the zoo in a cage and some stanzas in its habitat. Habitat means forest. So now here, what is that? Let us see here. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws terrorizing the village. See here, when the tiger is in its habitat in the forest, it may come outside. It may come to the villages. Okay, it may come to the. It should be snarling around the houses. Snarling means growling, making sounds. The sound made by the tiger at the jungle's edge means near the margin where the roads are there, where the road is there, compared to forest and village, the road, the paths, it may come there, it may shout there, bearing his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. Actually, tiger does not want to kill anyone. It when it is angry, it just growls. Okay, it shows its white fangs. Fangs means teeth. His claws means nails. Okay, his nails, teeth. When it is angry, it shows its fangs, white fangs and claws, terrorizing the village. With his growling sound, all the village people gets tensed. Okay, it actually his idea is not to kill the people. It just makes its sound. Okay, he just want to terrorize the village. Okay, next, but he's locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. But he is locked in a concrete cell. Actually, when the tiger is free in the forest, it does as it likes. It growls, it runs however it likes. It wants to eat its own prey. It wants to. The most favorite food for a tiger is a deer. Okay, so it does as it likes. But when it is kept in a cage, its freedom is curtailed. He's not allowed to go out. He's not allowed to move. But he's locked in a concrete cell. Concrete cell means cement, walls made of cement, or you know that. Okay, bricks, mud and all. So he's locked in a room. His freedom is curtailed. His strength behind bars. How much strength he had also, what is the use? He can't do anything. He can't come out. He can't show his anger. He should sit silently in that four walls. Isn't it poor to say? He is very ferocious. He is more energetic. But what is the use? Though he is energetic, though he is ferocious, he has to sit in a sad position in the four walls. So he is locked in a concrete cell. His strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. Whatever, how much strength he has, how much angry he has to control himself and stay behind the bars only. Stalking the length of his cage means walking that few steps in the cage only he is to walk. He is supposed to walk only for few steps. Only few steps he can walk, but he can't go out. Stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. Visitors come and watch him, but he ignores them. They just stand and observe. When they observe, will it go and give any shake hand or anything? Will it respond to them? No. When the visitors come to watch it, it sits silently in a sad position. Why? Because he can't do anything. We are locked. We locked him. We humans locked him. Whatever he wants to do, he can't do, and his freedom is curtailed. So he ignores visitors also. He doesn't care. When we call, just children will do actions. Hey, they take photos. It will not react anything. It will simply sit and observe. Okay. So this is when it is happy in the jungle. The above stanza is given. When it is kept in a cage. The stanza is told like this. The poet has expressed the feelings of the tiger. Next, let us go to the meanings. Snarling, snarling means growling. Edge, edge means margin. In the forest it comes, okay. And it moves as it likes. Baring means showing naked, okay, exposing, okay. Fangs means teeth. Claws, claws means nails. Terrorizing means frightening, causing fear. Ignoring means avoiding. He avoids the people. He never moves freely with them. He never reacts with them. He sits silently, okay. Next, he hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. What he does in the night, it becomes like that. Whole day passes. When the night comes, he hears the last voice at night. What will be the last voice in the night times? Police, the patrolling cars means the police cars will be roaming, okay. They guide the people on the road. They police check every day nights. The police come outside and check the public, what is happening, any nuisance are happening or what. So those cars will be roaming. So he hears the sounds of those cars, but can he do anything? He can't do anything in the cage. He hears the last voice at night. What will be the last voice? The patrolling cars. Patrolling cars means police cars will be moving in the midnight, okay. He hears the sound. He hears the sounds of those cars and stares with his brilliant eyes. He observes them. He stares at them, at the brilliant stars, okay. So as the brilliant stars, he stares at the brilliant stars. He stares at the police cars, and he stares at the stars also. He has nothing to do with anything. He can't go out. He can't escape. He's packed in a cage. So he just looks at the stars, brilliant stars, and with his brilliant eyes, with his glowing eyes, okay. Next, the rhyme scheme of this poem is followed as ABCB, okay. Children, you can do the rhyme scheme. I explain you how to do the rhyme scheme. So the rhyme scheme of this poem is ABCB, okay. Children, I'm ending. Next, let us go in the next video for poetic devices, okay. I'll explain you, okay. Bye.